everyone, it's Hannah and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this bunting necklace. It is one of the first things that I learned to do when I started brick stitch because you only need to learn how to decrease, and if you've seen my brick stitch basics video then you already know how to do that, so you're already halfway there. But yes, it's super easy. You can make these necklaces using all sorts of different colours and patterns and designs to fit any occasion and any mood and any person, so they're really good to make. But anyway, I've waffled on for long enough, so let's get on with the tutorial, shall we? Okay, so to make this necklace you are going to need some size 11 delica beads or seed beads, some 4mm jump rings to connect them all together, and then bits to make a necklace as well. I'm using Nymo thread, a size 10 beading needle, there's the chain for the necklace, and I'm using some cutters, some pliers and some scissors. So to start with, I have threaded my needle with about 1 metre of thread, and that's far too much. 1 metre will definitely do you at least 3 flags. So thread on your first 2 beads and make sure you leave a bit of a tail so you can sew it in. And then I'm going to ladder stitch 8 beads. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please feel free to check out my Brick Stitch Basics video. It explains everything in this tutorial in a lot more detail and a lot slower, so you don't need to get lost. I've popped a link to it in the description box below as well as on the screen now. Lovely. So now we are going to start decreasing. This pattern is very repetitive but very good for beginners because you only need to know how to decrease, as I've already said. So I've picked up my 2 delicas. I'm going through the second bridge cap, not through the first one, through the second one, and then I'm pulling my needle through and all the thread, and then I'm going to go up through that second bead that we threaded on, so up through that one there, and then I get a bit tangled, so I'm going to get untangled. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to pull it nice and tight so they sit, but they don't quite sit square and don't quite sit flat. So I'm going to sew back through them. So back down that first one, pull that through, and then I'm going to go back up through that second one again. And that just brings them closer together and make sure they sit flat next to each other on the row, which is what we want. We want them to sit like bricks, hence the name Brick Stitch. Anyway, there's the first 2 done. So I'm going to pick up another bead. I'm going to go through the next thread bridge and pull it through and get the tail caught, wiggle that free, and then I'm going to go up through that bead that we just put on. And that will attach in place, and I'm just going to repeat that process for the rest of the row. So picking up 1 bead, going through the next thread bridge, blah 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 blah. And there is the second row complete. So you can see this, it has decreased by 1, so that row is only 7 beads. So I'm going to pick up 2 more beads. I'm going to decrease again, exactly the same as we did before, skipping that first thread bridge, up through the second bead that we threaded on, and then sewing back round so they sit square next to each other. I'm sure you've all got the message, or got the idea anyway. And then pick up 1 bead and so on and so forth for the rest of the row. And that's the 3rd row done. And then you just continue this pattern for the rest of your triangles, or for the rest of the rows, should I say. So that is my 3rd to last row finished. This is my 2nd to last row, so I've picked up 2 beads, going through the second thread bridge, straightening it out, And then to add the point on the tip, because you start a row by adding 2 beads, I'm just going to pick up a 1 bead and then I'm going to sew back through the bead next to the one that my thread is coming out of, if that makes sense. Should do, you can see. So I'm just pulling that down and see we have a point. So now I'm just going to finish off my thread by sewing back through the beads, and then I'll be back to show you how to attach them all together. Here is my finished triangle in all its mint green glory, and so I've got 5 triangles. I've laid them out in the order that I want them, and I've grabbed my 4mm jump rings and got my pliers and my tweezers. I've lost one of my pairs of pliers. I'm sure it's somewhere in my house, but I have temporarily misplaced them. So I'm just showing that you twist open a jump ring, you don't pull it open. You get your triangle and you might have to wiggle it a little bit to get it on the jump ring. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. You might have to try various angles, but it should go in. Never force it because you'll break the bead, but you should be fine. And then you just twist them back together, overlapping them very, very slightly, and then you then get a nice flush finish and it shouldn't come undone. So I'm going to do that for the rest of mine. Then I've measured the length of chain that I wanted, so then you want to add a jump ring onto each corner of your bunting, as in once you've connected the 5 together, or however many you want, and then you connect that jump ring to the end of your length of chain that you've trimmed down to the size that you want it to be, and twist the jump ring back closed again. And take a long time to do that because there's a camera in your way. There we go. I also attached a clasp onto the other end, so obviously I can close my necklace up, and there is your bunting necklace finished. It's wonderfully pastel, absolutely delightful. As I said in the introduction, you aren't just restricted to flat plain colours, you can also do different effects. So here's one of the American flag that I did. I wore it last year on the 4th of July, even though I'm not American and no one in my family is American, so I just did it anyway. But yes. Now you know just how easy it is to make a bunting necklace of your very own. I hope you'll give it a whirl because it's really not difficult, as you've all seen. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a big old thumbs up. Your support means an awful lot to me, and you may as well hit subscribe. I post a new video every Sunday and sometimes a bonus one in the week as well, so I'd love it if you stuck around to join the party in the corner of crap. You have a great time over here. You do. If you decide to make a bunting necklace of your very own, I would love to see a picture of it, so please feel free to post a picture on Instagram using the hashtag #thecornercraft or any of my other social media sites. All the relevant links will be in the description box below, along with where I bought all my materials and such. Thank you very much once again for watching, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!